guys, so today is day 2 of this trip from Dallas-Fort Worth to Downey, California. Basically a little bit of a stone's throw away from Los Angeles. It's basically the entire Los Angeles Metroplex. So just got done doing my mandatory pre-trip, as you guys have seen again. So we're about to take off here, but there is one thing I'd like to explain just a little bit to you. I'm not going to go into too much detail because it is quite complicated and there's no need for that. You know, people who know me know that I like to complicate things, but you know, we're going to show you how I know when I can and cannot drive. So without further ado, I'm going to show you this. Alrighty everybody, so this is how I keep track of how long I can drive for. As you can see, there's several different hours that I have to go by, and I'll explain what these are. So as from the left to the right, I'll explain. This right here is our 11 hours of drive time. This is how many hours we can actually physically be behind the wheel and drive the vehicle on any given day. Now, this next one, 14 hours on duty. We have about 14 hours in any given day to complete whatever work that we have to do. That includes driving, so if we run out of this time, we cannot use this time anymore. Also, conversely, if we run out of this time, even though we still have time on this clock, we still cannot drive because we are out of this time. Now, this is the overall, this clock right here, we call all of these clocks, okay? And what this means is the 70 hours on duty. That means in any given week, we have 70 hours that we can actually drive or do any kind of work. If we work at all and go over this amount of time, we can actually get in a lot of trouble, and we have to take what's called a reset, which is a 34-hour, it's basically we have to take a weekend to ourselves and not work at all. This could be at home, it could be on the road. You know, most of the time they will tell you go to the nearest truck stop and shut down for the day. So there's that. And then we also have this stupid rule right here. This one really caused a bunch of problems for truck drivers because we typically, what this is a it's a clock that tells us how long we have until we have to take a 30-minute rest break. So don't let that confuse you. We have 8 hours to be able to work before we have to take a 30-minute rest break. Now, why that is such a problem for truck drivers is because normally when we go into a truck stop, we are there for about anywhere between 15 minutes to 45 minutes. And at the really busy ones, it's usually about the 45-minute time frame. We sit around waiting on trucks to pull forward, get out of our way so that we can fuel, and other kind of things like that. And we end up spending a whole half hour sitting at a truck stop as it is. So really, the government is basically telling us that we have to do something that we already do. You know, you really got to love governments because, you know, they're the most efficient at doing inefficient things. So this clock right here, this isn't important per se. This it's just a countdown timer that counts down from the lowest clock. So if the 8-hour rest break happens to be the lowest clock, say I spent 5 hours, you know, 5 hours driving, then that'll count down and it'll show about 3 hours left, and these others will be left alone pretty much. But if you get low on any one of these three clocks right here, then this right here will actually reflect the lowest number. So if my 70-hour clock happens to be the least amount, then it will actually show that you have, you know, say I only have 5 hours on a 70, then it'll display that right here. Although this does not, this clock actually correlates between all four of, this clock correlates with all 4 of these ones right here. So I think that's enough of an explanation. So yeah, that's how we do that. Now, some of y'all might ask, well, how do you know where you're going? Well, that's real simple. I press that button, I press this button, and bam. So this is how we get our load information. It's really buggy. Sometimes I'll get load information, sometimes I won't. And in the times that I won't, I just won't be able to turn in my paperwork on this display here. There's a camera on the other side of this display. There's also one right here. I do not believe them when they say that they can't look at the camera here, so I just put some tape on there because when the curtains are closed, this entire display, you can still see it. So they could, you know, if they wanted to and they had the ability to, they could get on this camera and see what you're doing in here. And, you know, if you happen to be naked inside the truck, that's kind of a violation of privacy. And there's been a bunch of court hearings over it and whatnot, but we're not going to get into any of that today, or at all probably. But anyways, I digress. Pretty much, you know, this, you know, that's the load that I'm hauling, and I can view all the additional information that they sent with me. It tells me exactly where I'm coming from and going to, the time it's supposed to pick up, the approximate weight, the pickup numbers, and where I'm going. Of course, I've been here before. You guys saw on the GPS a few days ago that I had plugged in Coke Downey, and that's because I've been to this location before. California is not a foreign place to me. I actually prefer the Texas to California runs because they're typically longer, they're always predictable, and I can always get good miles out of them. I can generally drive about 3,000 to 4,000 miles in any given week if I'm given the proper loads. If I'm given a load like this one, the next load that I get will be tomorrow. It hasn't come through yet if they've already assigned me one, but it'll be coming from California, I'm sure. Likely Salinas, so I'll have a few hours drive to go there. But yeah. And then this has some other functionality, like a map feature, so I can see my route. And y'all saw that the other day. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. There we go. And I can see the route that they would prefer me to take. I don't have to take this route. I could if I wanted to, and I did because, you know, the GPS you saw me programming the other day, it said go this way. I don't always believe the GPS, and I don't always believe this. What I'll do is I will take my knowledge as a truck driver. You know, I've been doing this since 2012, so I have a pretty good idea, even without an atlas, you know, what roads I should be taking. But I typically use the GPS as, you know, a reminder, hey, here's your exit, how many miles I have to go. It's really more of a convenience for the company I work for, because they'll call me sometimes, hey, when are you going to be there? I don't know. I get there when I get there. So, you know, well, dude, you're late. I'm like, no, I arrive precisely when I mean to. I'm never late. So there's that. Now here's messages. You saw that I had so many messages. Oh, okay, well, came back on. So we get our messages through here. So this company, they do some really good bonus programs. As you can see, they're offering a $5,000 bonus. Pretty much all that's about is they need drivers to drive during the holiday season. So from like November 15th to January something, I can't remember, but it's pretty much during the time that Eva and I will be going to Indonesia in December. You know, they will pay very handsomely if you give up your holiday season. Now, don't get me wrong, if you happen to be running through this area that you happen to be living at, then, you know, they're not going to say, no, you can't go spend time with your family. You know, they're a very good company. So, as you can see, there's other kind of messages on here. So, yeah. Hope you enjoyed that. That's pretty much what we run off of. And right now, as you can see, I'm on duty. Basically what I'm doing is I'm logging my 15-minute pre-trip. It's a requirement every day. There's a lot of people who tend to say, oh well, no, you're required to do a post trip. Well, I was always taught that it was you do a pre-trip because that's what the DOT officers are looking for. They really don't care. All they want to see is that you've done your job, pretty much. And you guys saw that I did my job. Oh, one last thing. Oop, nope, wrong one. Okay, come back to planner. And now we got to do our ad hoc task of a DVIR. Now that stands for Driver Vehicle Inspection Report. And so, let me change positions here. As you can see, I've got my truck number, trailer number. That's my name, the tablet ID of this tablet unit. And all we're gonna do is just bop, bop. I did not find any defects. Well, I've technically found a defect, but it was something that could be fixed on my level. And what that was is somebody stole fuel from me. Now, there's no sense in reporting it because, I mean, they didn't take a whole bunch, but what they did was illegal, and there's no way to track them. So, it sucks. The only way that I know for sure that they stole from our truck is that the fuel cap was not on the tank. Y'all guys didn't see that because I was behind the cab at the time, and I just wanted to get it done. We've had this trailer for a couple of days now. So as you can see, there's many different categories. Oops. And so with these categories come, you know, other little things inside of them. You put that down. And all that shaking and the engine revving up, that's not me. That's actually a system on the truck. That's called the DPF system. Stands for diesel particulate filter. And what it's doing is it is taking raw fuel and dumping it from the truck's tanks all the way into the exhaust system. And yes, we're gonna do that. I'll explain that a little bit more in just a second. We're gonna go back up here. It's really nothing important to see in the ad hoc task stuff. So we'll just go back to daily planner. Get out of here, go to here. And as you can tell, this company is really good. They take very good care of their drivers for the most part. The thing I don't like about them the most is their home time. Since I live in a more difficult area of Louisiana, I pretty much get away with getting more home time than I'm supposed to get, but it's because it's so hard to get me home. They either get me home late and I charge them extra days anyways, or they just put me home a day or two earlier. Usually they try to get me home a day. I try to tell them, hey, you know, run me in Texas for, you know, a day. That way I can still make some money, but I'm also not going home and wasting a bunch of time prematurely that I could be using to make the money, you know. It's not that I don't like being around my wife. It's that, you know, we need to definitely make as much money as possible when I'm on the road, because coming home actually disrupts the flow of income. It's kind of complicated how it works, and I'll explain that a little bit later, probably today when I stop. And when I stop, I'll also give you a tour of the whole entire inside of the truck. I know that's something that you guys have been wanting to wait on. I've just been pretty busy, not only creating this video, but trying to finish up on some other YouTube videos that I've been doing so that I can get them uploaded as I've promised. Things have been so crazy that it's been pretty hard to keep on a schedule and get all the stuff uploaded as I've intended to do. But anyways, back to this. You know, they take pretty good care of us. This unit is capable of, as you can see, being an internet hotspot, and I have that running all the time so that my devices can get internet. And it's turned on. I have it on 5 gigahertz. And we also have Netflix. Netflix, that's really nice. you know, if I don't want to use my personal phone, if I don't want to use my phone to watch Netflix, or I don't want to watch it on a computer, I can watch it on a tablet. It's faster than either my computer or the Raspberry Pi I have on board, and y'all will see that later too. So there's that. I'm gonna go ahead and get back to this. So yeah, that's the computer system pretty much. It's very simple to operate once you get to learn how to do it. I actually had to switch between two different computer systems. At first they had PeopleNet, and then when I took my hiatus for a little while from Tribe, they switched in that 6-month period to Omnitracs, which used to be part of a company that was owned by Warner Enterprises. You've definitely have their product inside of your telephone, likely right now. All Android phones have it. I'm pretty sure that iPhones have it too. It's called the Qualcomm processor. Well, Omnitracs was a division of Qualcomm. Qualcomm is owned by Warner Enterprises, which was the first company that I worked for as a truck driver. So, yeah. Anyways, I need to go ahead and select a new truck stop to stop at tonight. We will make it into LA area today, and if we get there early enough, maybe I might go get some Indonesian food. Who knows? My favorite dish is nasi campur from Java Bistro, and so yeah, let's get to it.
Big wheels rolling, big wheels rolling, moving on. Big wheels rolling, I gotta keep them going. Big wheels rolling, moving on. The white line is a lifeline to a nation, and men like Will and Sonny make it move. Living like a gypsy, always on the go, and doing what they best know how to do. Jamming gears has got to be a fever, 'cause men become addicted to the grind. It takes a special breed to be a truck driving man, and a steady hand to hold that load behind. Big wheels rolling, big wheels rolling, moving on. Big wheels rolling, I gotta keep them going. Big wheels rolling, moving on. All-night country music keeps them going, and Will and Sonny keep on moving on. A good hot cup of coffee is waiting up ahead, and the rhythm of the highway sings along. Jamming gears has got to be a fever, 'cause men become addicted to the grind. It takes a special breed to be a truck driving man, and a steady hand to hold that load behind. Big wheels rolling, big wheels rolling, moving on. Big wheels rolling, I gotta keep them going. Big wheels rolling, moving on. Yeah, come on back, Eastbound. Yeah, I might not be the rubber duck, but I'm about to put the hammer down. That's a big 10-4, son. You're looking good back on across the line. I'm out of here. We gone.
Hey guys, well, we're in Phoenix, Arizona now, and as you might be able to see out this side, there's a bunch of trucks there. We're at a truck wash now, so we're gonna get this dirty girl all prettied up and washed. So could be worse, you know. All those trucks out there, we could be one of those guys right out there. So I'll be bringing y'all with me. Y'all can see how these big trucks get cleaned and look real pretty after a little while.
2-minute break. Nobody is leaving anytime soon, huh?